Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. I just wanted to check in and kind of do a thank you video. You know, this channel recently surpassed 70,000 subscribers. That is far beyond what I thought the maximum carrying capacity for this channel would ever be as far as subscribers go. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to all you guys that watch the videos and click the like button and leave the comments. You know, some of you guys, I feel like, watch almost every video, and I almost look for your comments in the comment section, and when I'm editing a video and putting it together, I wonder what certain ones of you are going to say about a certain part of the video or something, because even though I've never met most of you, some of you I have, even though I've never met most of you, I feel like I have. You know, we've conversed back and forth on so many videos through the years that almost feels like I know you. So I wanted to say thank you for that. I wanted to show you some things I've got going on. I've got this shooting bench. You guys saw it in a video or two. I haven't had it long. I wanted to show it to you officially. Got the plans for this thing off the internet. I'll link those plans below in the description if you want to take a look at them. Now, this is not built exactly to those plans. My friend Steve built this bench, and I had him make the top a little wider to accommodate a small tripod and camera, because I do these videos. That's not something that most people who build a shooting bench would have to take into consideration. But where I do the videos, I did need a little more room than if I were just shooting off the bench. My son shoots rifles left-handed. He is left eye dominant, and he shoots rifles left-handed and pistols right-handed. So he can shoot here with me. And anybody else that comes over and shoots left-handed, they'll be able to shoot here. And this only goes to about 60 yards to the backstop, because I didn't have room to go back any farther with the bench. You guys see me shoot up in the field sometimes that's just behind my house, but I got to be really picky and choosy when I shoot there. I don't want to be shooting up there close to the house if, you know, if one of the neighbors is out, or, you know, if something's going on. It's too close to the neighborhood to be up there shooting all the time. And I wanted the bench in a place where I could use it at any time, if that makes sense. So it ended up down here. But he also, if you look at those plans, he also changed some of the materials because of the shortages that we're seeing with the lumber and stuff. So I think on the plans it calls for deck boards for the top, 1x6 deck boards, and he used 2x4s. Our local Lowe's didn't have the deck boards in stock at that time. I like the 2x4s though. Gives it a beefy look, adds to the sturdiness, and he changed the material for the seats other than what's being shown on that on those plans. So there's the shooting bench. Give you one more walk around here. It's going to help a lot with the videos. It already has. You saw me do the shotgun slug video using the bench. It's going to be a big asset to the channel. So and that was funded by Patreon. When I talk about my Patreon members, you know, those guys are the ones that are funding the channel. So I can't thank them enough. And I've got over 100 of you guys doing that now. And when I talk about my Patreon members, I don't want to guilt anybody of my regular subscribers. I don't want to guilt anybody into thinking they have to give. That's not what I mean. These are people that want to help the channel, and they have the means to do so. If you can't afford to help the channel, by all means, do not do it. That's not what, when I talk about my Patreon team, that's not what I'm not trying to guilt anyone. I appreciate those who can and want to, and if you can't, and you subscribe to the channel and comment and hit the like button and all that, I appreciate that just as much. But we'll walk down here. I wanted to show you something new. I got the bench last month, and I'm going to show you what I did with my Patreon donations this month. You saw the opening of the video. You already saw it. You saw me putting stain on it. That was earlier today. But this is my new shooting table. The same guy that built the bench, Steve, also built this table. I paid for the materials, and he built the table. And I didn't get these plans anywhere on the internet. Steve came up, he drew this up himself. The only thing I gave him was the dimensions from my old table. And as you can see, my old table's in pretty bad shape. It's rickety, it's starting to rot. It's been a good one. I've used this table a bunch. It's been in a lot of videos, but it was time to upgrade. So that's what I did this month. And you can see he built this thing heavy duty. And I had him build it. I liked the size of this table so much, I gave him the dimensions of this tabletop along with the height, because this is perfect for me to stand behind when I'm doing a video and I've got stuff laid out on the table to show you guys. So I didn't want to change the height. So he built this one to the exact same height and the exact same size tabletop. He also put wheels on this. It's got casters on it on one side. And he's got me a handle down here on the other, so I can just pick it up and roll it around wherever I need it. This one, I had to pick it up and carry it. I try to do my videos when it's hot out like this and sunny. I try to find me a shady spot, and it'll be a lot easier to do with this table, where I can just pick it up by the handle and roll it wherever I want it. He also put me a nice little shelf here. If I've got the camera up here on the table and I've got something else that I want to break out later in the video, but not at the first of the video, I can set it here on the shelf and just set it up here as the video rolls along. So I like that. I also got a shelf down here for my camera bags and stuff. Any of my camera gear that I'm not using in the video, I can just drop it down here until I need it. 4x4 legs. This thing, I don't know what it weighs, but it is heavy duty. Steve don't build nothing light duty. We appreciate him for helping the channel. So, got the bench last month, got the table this month, and show you some of my future plans. I'm going to widen the backstop, and I'm going to beef it up. Now, there is nothing beyond this backstop for literally miles. It's once you reach, I don't know, a half mile, well, first you'll come to a hillside, and then once you get it to the top of that hill, it's Daniel Boone National Forest. And then, I mean, it's miles before there's a residence or house. There's nothing behind this backstop, but I want to keep the bullets, the projectiles, on my property. So that's not my property on the other side of the backstop. So I try to keep everything caught and on my property, even though it wouldn't hurt anything. If I shot over this backstop, it's not going to go anywhere. But I want to keep everything here. You can see this is the newer end of the backstop. When I first started building this thing, I started on this end. So this is the old end, and it is getting pretty chewed up. It's in pretty bad shape. So what I'm going to do, this is just railroad ties. That's all it's made from. Posts and railroad ties. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave this, but I'm going to double it up. I'm going to start all over again on this end and add a front row here, a second row of railroad ties all the way down. I'm going to bring it all the way down here, and I'm going to come on out at an angle here and add them here as well, 2 rows. Now I can't do that all in 1 month, so what you're going to see is as I get started with it, you'll see me start from that end, and you'll see the backstop getting renovated 1 section at a time all the way down. So that's what I've got going on there. And I'll show you one more thing. I've got a spot up here where I used to hang targets and I used to shoot. You see it if you watch those A Man's Got to Know His Limitations videos. If you've watched those, this is where that target used to hang. And I had to stop using this area, and I'll show you why. So the target used to hang right here, right where I'm standing, but we'll go one down. So the target hung about 12 yards down there at the end of this is just a little mowed section I've got cut out here in the wilderness. Doesn't go anywhere. Not going to spin the camera all the way around. I don't really want to show my house to everyone. There's really no need to see it. But my house is about 200 yards behind me. But anyway, I had to stop using this as a shooting spot because my trees are growing and I've got more planted. So the target was hanging here, and when I had misses, my trees are getting big enough. I used to shoot between the trees, but my trees are getting big enough now and filling in the gaps that I was hitting the trees and breaking limbs out of the trees, and I don't want to kill my trees. So I'm going to build me just one row of railroad ties right along in here for a backstop just for this little area. And this is where I run my drills at, like my timed drills, where I try to get better at shooting and stuff like that. But it's also where I hung that target to do those A Man's Got to Know His Limitations videos. That's why you haven't saw any of those videos lately. I enjoy doing those, but I was killing my trees out when I get back there and I find my limitations and start missing those bullets. The backstop is back there. So I wasn't shooting over the backstop or anything, but I was hitting my trees here, here, and here before I was getting to the backstop, and I don't want to kill these guys. So after I renovate that, this will be the next. I'm going to put me a little backstop right here. All right, so my camera is overheating, but that's really all I wanted to say anyway. That's all I've got for you guys today. I just wanted to check in with you again and say thank you. So that's all I got. I'm going to turn this off before my camera turns off involuntarily again, and I'll talk with you guys again soon.